Hey Booktube, it's Jade from Boho Bookworm. I'm doing my January TBR today and it's coming to you from my bed because I am as sick as a dog. I think I have like full-blown pneumonia. I really wanted 2017 to be a really successful booktube year, so I don't want to fall behind on day two. I'm already losing a whole bunch of my New Year's resolutions, like my biggest resolution was to go running every single day, and I haven't been able to do that. That stupid bloody cold. So at least I can bring you a video. I hope you don't mind the sound of my voice in it. I have 6 books that I'm going to be completing throughout the month of January, hopefully, and I've already completed the first one today. That's Chloe Diller by Natalie Cuddington. She is a booktuber, one of the funniest ones that I know. She's absolutely amazing and super, super talented too. She gave me a copy of this book which she signed, and I'm really, really happy I read it because it's such a beautiful story and it really hits on a very personal level with me as well. It's about a woman called Chloe Diller who is 25 and she loses her fiance and she has to basically start her life from scratch, get a new start, new town, her old town. She moves back to her old town and gets her old job back, and when she moves into this new apartment she meets this guy called Cohen. She feels really guilty because she's having feelings for someone so soon after her fiance's death, and then she quickly realizes that something is, he's not the guy that she hoped he would be, and everything that was so confusing and messy in her life just suddenly multiplies. It is fantastic. I gave it a 4-star review. The only reason it lost a star from me was because there were a few little typos in it, but it's so good that I could overlook that. So keep a check out for this. I'll leave Natalie's booktube channel linked in the description box down below, as well as her Goodreads page for Chloe Diller. I'm about to curl up in bed with is The Selection by Kiera Cass. This is the first book in the Selection series, and I'm really excited to get into this because I've heard great things. I just bought the entire box set, so I hope I enjoy the first one. I don't know too much about it besides that it is a mix between TV reality show and dystopian, and it's quite similar to The Bachelor, which is one of my favourite TV shows. Don't judge me. So I'm looking forward to it. It looks a bit girly and young, but if it's anything like The Bachelor, then I'm sure I'll love it. I have absolutely no idea what order I'm going to read the next 3 physical books in, so I'm just going to give them to you. The first is Something in Between by Melissa Dela Cruz. Again, I don't go into books knowing too much about them, but I think this is about a girl whose family is Philippines and they're about to get deported, and that's pretty much all I know about it. But I've heard great things from Christine's channel and she makes me laugh so much, so yeah, I've heard only good things, so looking forward to this one. Another book I've heard absolutely wonderful things about from other booktubers is On the Other Side by Carrie Hope Fletcher. I got myself a really beautiful hardcover copy for Christmas. Do you remember the booktubers Two Paper Girls talking about this? And I remember them saying it was about an old woman in her 80s. I think it's something about how she dies in her sleep very peacefully, but when she tries to get to her heaven, she becomes her old mid-20s self because she needs to overcome some things in her life that are making her soul heavy, and she needs to make herself lighter before she can pass through the doors of heaven. I've been in the mood for love stories and girly reads lately, so I think this will be a good pick for me. I've veered very much away from my thriller reading set, as you can see from my selection so far, so I need to throw a thriller in there because I've really been enjoying them lately. So I'm going to be picking up You by Caroline Kepnes if I get through all the rest. This one is about a guy that works in a bookstore and he is a bit of a psycho, I think, and you're in the mind of the psychopath and how he's looking at this girl in the shop. I did read the first chapter and I was so intrigued. And so yeah, you're in the mind zone of this psychopath, but again, I'm not too sure what else it's about besides that it has been receiving great reviews, and I am very much looking forward to it. The last book that I am actually busy reading right now as well is on Audible, and that is The Irresistible Inheritance of Wilberforce by Paul Torday, who wrote salmon fishing in the Yemen, and so far really enjoying it. I'm actually thinking that I'm so happy I did pick up the Audible book instead of the physical copy which I have in South Africa, purely because it's got such a different feel to it being an Audible book. It's all about this guy called Wilberforce who is an alcoholic, and he's got to get used to the fact that he's an alcoholic. I'm only a few pages in, but on the very first page of the book, or the first thing you hear is this cork opening from a wine bottle. I don't think it's really the best book to be starting the year off with, considering I'm doing dry January. So no alcohol for me, and I'm reading a book about wine, which is fantastic. But there you go. My logic always has ways of being wonderful and mean to me. I've just got green tea. Let me know what you guys are going to be reading in the comments down below, and if you read any of these, have a chat with me, give away no spoilers, and just let me know what you thought of them. I'm looking forward to chatting with you all again, and I hope none of you are sick. Have a wonderful January ahead, and I'll chat to you soon. Bye bye.